say welcome to our latest webinar. I'm really excited to continue our journey with CC4ALL around the Teams side of things. And we've also got a guest speaker today from Microsoft, which I will introduce in a second. So if I just kind of go through what's happening today, I'm going to just do a very quick introduction, and then we're going to move on to Martin, who is a key player around the architect and Microsoft, explaining around what's new in Teams, the calling and device side of things, a little bit of a roadmap as to what's going on with Microsoft and Teams. So I'm quite excited about to hear what Martin has to say. And then we're going to move on to Tana, who is sales and partner executive at CC4ALL, give you an overview on CC4ALL and where it's going. It's quite a fast moving product. Certainly from when we introduced the product into our portfolio, it's accelerated quite a bit with relationships with Dublin, for example, but also their extended relationship with their teams. And we're going to show that with a short demonstration of CC4Teams again, and then finally we'll just wrap up and close with any questions anyone might have. There is a question tab on the webinar tool, so please feel free to put any questions in there that you feel you want answering. So just quickly, the Nuvola team, myself, CEO at Nuvola, we've got Karen Blackman, who is remote, she's head of cloud, and then also Katrina, who has put together this marketing, she's head of marketing. And should you decide to do some campaigning with CC4ALL or any of the other products that we work with, please feel free to reach out to her. We'll work with you, give you material, give you some ideas around campaigns, etc. And that's specifically what Katrina's there to do. So very briefly, I'm just going to run through the Nuvola portfolio. We have been in business for about 12 years now. We have always been very heavily invested in the comms world. There's a lot of history in who we have working at the business, so we understand the whole portfolio and the whole build around the comms network. So, for example, intelligent networking is all about the base layer, ensuring that your foundation can deliver voice over IP, for example, UCAS, CCAS, includes things like network monitoring, includes like products such as SD-WAN, even management of hybrid solutions, remote solutions, etc. We have Sangoma in there with the ISDN switch off, PSTN and ISDN switch off, where we have a managed service there, where we work with our partners, deliver a gateway in effect, but we will install it, configure it and support it, put it in there so you can put it in front of your traditional PABX to allow the SIP connectivity, because obviously, as we know, 2025, that's creeping up on us very quickly. Then we have what we call the traditional, the UC, the on-premise side of things. Alcatel, a cornerstone of that side of the business. We have Sangoma, which includes Digium, for example. We also have SpectraLink, which you'll see again coming up in the Teams specialization side of things. But SpectraLink, very strong around the DECT, which is still in manufacturing and health very key. But also they have a great mobility solution, giving you all the DECT features, but on a mobile device. Yealink, probably recognize that, certainly work very close to the team side of things, JPL on the headsets. So a real cost-effective but high-quality headset solution from a British company, which we're quite proud of, and Varela, which is bespoke contact center solutions, mainly based around the Alcatel-Lucent scenario. And then we've got the cloud, which, as you can imagine, is quite prominent at the moment. And this does include a lot of the team solutions, but you can see some of the names there. We find certainly with UCAS, not one product fits all solutions or requirements. So again, it's quite a consultative role. There's a number of ways you can buy it from us, whether it be as a master agent where you get a commission only, or as a wholesale where you have the chance to bill your customer yourself. which is quite a those two options are quite controversial at the moment in the UK, because a lot of resellers want to keep control of that billing side of things. So we can deliver that with you to ensure you do keep hold of that customer in terms of invoicing. And then finally, on the product side of things, we've got the meeting room solutions, which include Ava, Yealink, i3. So again, Yealink very strong on Teams side of things. Ava are very strong. Again, they have the Teams accreditation. And then we have interactive screens from i3 Technologies, really strong in the education and the public sector side of things. So again, if you have any customers there, please do talk to us about the i3. We can go in and do demonstrations. These are in effect giant iPads, and it allows you to have meeting room solutions which are autonomous, whether it be Zoom, Teams, GoToWebinar, whatever it might be, whatever the solution, the software is running, we don't care with the i3 technology. And then finally, professional services, again, something which was born out of our business. We have a lot of experience in delivering services around all the products we have, and that could start just be at first level all the way up to level 3 in terms of support. So again, everything we offer out there, we can offer support to enable you as a customer to be able to deliver those products. But obviously, what we're talking about today, certainly with CC4Teams, is all around Microsoft Teams. And as a business, we've ensured that all the product sets we have on the Microsoft Teams ecosystem are all ready for Teams. And that mainly includes the extended version, which means, again, the need for direct routing, for example, in certain environments are not needed. So and what we've done, we've built this ecosystem that means the resellers can come to us with any requirement outside the licensing side of things. All the products that wrap around Microsoft Teams that people may feel Microsoft isn't strong enough or haven't enough, aren't feature rich, you can come to us and say, right, okay, I need a solution because the customer is looking for a certain product. So in terms of contact center, obviously we've got CC4ALL. We also have Luware, which is quite is more about auto attendant, and it actually the way it manages its users is slightly different. But again, the contact center for all very strong in terms of the contact center fitting very, very neatly in with Teams, and you'll see that today. Call recording, so Dubber, you probably have seen them out there, very strong, very prominent in Teams recording. Although it's Teams recording, it obviously does fit into other products, but again, we're talking here just Teams specific. So again, any call recording requirements, you have Dubber, and obviously NICE, who have been around the call recording market for a long, long time. So but those two fit probably slightly different in terms of commercial. So again, please come and talk to us about those side of things. Device and meeting rooms. So we all know about the Yealink side of things. SNOM, they're both registered for meeting rooms for Teams on the SIP handsets. Obviously Yealink for meeting rooms, and say with Ava and i3. And then, like I say, we've also got this SpectraLink solution, which is amazing. It allows you to go directly into Teams. It has it's been authorized and has all the extended requirements. That means that you just can go directly into the Teams back end without any sort of SBCs in the way, and that user in effect has a Teams device, SIP device on their decked handset. So again, the same look and feel, and that is very strong, like I say, certainly around the manufacturing world, health, retail, very strong in retail. So again, all these environments where they're very strong. Management and monitoring, something that will be coming up in the world, because we'll have more people working from home. So therefore users might want to make sure they've got the quality of service, they've got aggregation, maybe they've got all the various SD-WAN features that you need, even if you're working at home. And certainly with Teams, we want to make it autonomous as to whether you're a 8x8, Switchvox, Enfon, Alcatel, and Ring Central. These are enterprise-wide telephony solutions, and people may feel Teams doesn't give them all the features that are required, they're used to in a traditional PABX. So with this, all these products have got direct connection into Teams. So in effect, the Teams continues to be the front end, and then behind there to give you all the feature-rich enterprise solutions, you plug in one of these UCaaS solutions. Again, they recognize that they need to get on board with Microsoft Teams rather than potentially competing. And it's a very strong solution, very neat and simple way of giving your team solution that enterprise grade solution. And then finally, Operator Connect, something that we'll be doing a webinar on specifically. So Operator Connect is, again, takes away the direct routing side of things, allows from the Teams drop down, you can pick Gamma as your telephony solution in terms of minutes and outward bounding and inward. So Gamma, again, one of our key partners. We distribute their product. So again, please come and talk to us about Operator Connect if you want to understand how it fits in to the market moving forward. And then obviously, in terms of infrastructure, this all runs on a LAN or a WAN with some Wi-Fi and security. All these things are still key when you're delivering a robust Microsoft Teams solution. And again, that's where with our product sets around Alcatel and Versa means that we can deliver the whole complete package to you, the reseller, who then onwards can deliver it to the end user. And obviously, that means we have to deliver professional services. Again, key for all these products, all the Teams knowledge is an important bit for us to be able to say, okay, we want to be the go-to when it comes to Microsoft Teams ecosystem. So I think I've kind of rattled off enough. Obviously, today we're going to be talking about CC4ALL and specifically the team side of things. So at that point, I'm going to jump off and I'm going to pass over to Martin, who is going to be able to.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Michael.
All yours, Martin. Thank you very much.
Let me get sharing and let's jump straight in.
That's good.
Okay, awesome. I'll keep my video on for this time. Hi everyone, my name is Martin Boam. I'm an architect in the Centre of Excellence here at Microsoft. I focus on all the cool stuff, which is Microsoft Teams, calling, meetings, and devices. So just wanted to give you, a quick update on what's new, what's happening around Microsoft Teams. So I create a monthly PowerPoint presentation every month. The link's at the bottom there. If you want to download the recap of this deck, you're more than welcome to. But I'll just fly through some of the recent updates, highlights, and what's new in Microsoft Teams. So in terms of, we'll start with Microsoft Teams calling, also Microsoft Teams phone. That's going to be an enterprise-grade phone system. One quick update, we have added in federated group calling. So you can now have group calls with federated parties. So if you have other organizations using Teams and you have federated with them, you can now have group calls. So that's great to see. I will talk about, at the end of this, when we go and move into contact centers, I'll just go over some of the recent announcements that we've got, which Michael did touch on a few of those, like SIP Gateway, bringing in, SpectraLink DEC phones, and other things like that. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail. Microsoft Teams meetings. So with Microsoft Teams, you get meetings, webinars, virtual events, capabilities. And one of the biggest updates this month was Microsoft Teams Premium. So that is now generally available. And I'll touch on what that is and what that can give you on top of traditional Teams meetings and webinars. We've also bought some more updates to the existing webinar experience in Teams. You can now view video recordings and attendance reports inside your LMS. So if you're in education or you have education customers, you can now see those video recordings in there as well. Paging on video gallery. So you may see, if you get everyone using video, but you can't see everybody, you now get the paging functionality in there as well. If you have been using Teams, you may have seen that the meeting toolbar has just recently been updated to improve the usability of that. You may see now that the hand raise and reactions are in separate buttons, and some of the menus have been consolidated as well to try and streamline that as well. And live streaming Teams meetings and webinars to Meta Workplace Live. So if you do host webinars inside of Microsoft Teams, you can stream those if you are using Meta Workplace Live. And we brought some enhancements to webinar management as well. So we'll touch on what's new in Microsoft Teams devices. So that includes Microsoft Teams Rooms, Microsoft Teams certified devices. So one of the most recent one that came out was if you are a Microsoft Teams Rooms Pro customer, or you do have customers using Microsoft Teams Rooms Pro. Previously, Microsoft Teams Rooms on Android was not visible or not able to be put inside of the Microsoft Teams Rooms Pro management portal. So that is now live. You can now have your Microsoft Teams Rooms on Android and Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows devices live in the Microsoft Teams Rooms Pro management portal. Some updates to Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows. There is a new look and feel coming to Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows. That's coming in a later software release. We'll have a quick look at that in a bit more detail in a moment. You can now start a whiteboard from a Teams meeting from Teams Rooms on Windows. You have the ability to select meeting chat on gallery, large gallery, and together mode. And there's been some in-meeting notification improvements on Teams Rooms on Windows as well as there is a new Poly device, the CC4Teams. That's now been certified for use with Microsoft Teams. Adds some durability in a versatile IP desk phone. I think Michael touched on around warehouses. This phone has quite a lot of features around being used in hard areas as well as a desk phone. There's also a software update as well for the Microsoft Teams desk phones, mostly bringing just some improvements and fixes in that software release. So that's kind of a recap of what's new in January and February. We'll just touch and dive into some of these in a bit more detail. So we'll just start on Microsoft Teams Premium. This is probably the biggest announcement for this month. This has been in preview for a bit of time. This is now generally available. Microsoft Teams Premium, we say that this is the better way to meet, but Microsoft Teams Premium makes meetings more intelligent, personalized, and protected as well. This is an add-on SKU to Microsoft Teams. When we say it makes meetings more intelligent, it really brings, you can focus on what matters the most with meetings. And also if you're in the meeting, or perhaps you can't be in the meeting, but you want to recap, and there's other features in there as well. We do say it's powered by AI. It's leveraging some of the GPT from OpenAI as well. And Microsoft Teams Premium can also make meetings more personalized. So you can easily create meetings that cater for your needs as well. And as well as being intelligent and personalized, we want to make sure they're protected as well. There are some cases and scenarios where there are highly confidential meetings hosted on Teams. How can we make those more protected and secure? So when we look at intelligence, this is focusing on what matters most with meetings. And this is powered by AI, leveraging some and including GPT from OpenAI as well. Some of the really good things, you can automatically generate meeting notes and tasks from live meeting transcriptions, can call out key points and action points. So for example, if I miss a meeting or I can't be in two at once, quite commonly happens, I can go review the transcript and it calls out moments in there as well, so I don't miss key action items as well. Also calls out important moments in the meetings as well. So if my name is mentioned, for example, or a screen is shared, so there's content being shared, I can jump straight to those key points. I can see when people joined and left. So I can see, those key moments within the meetings as well. You can easily navigate Teams meeting recordings. It has automatically generated captions. And also a really good thing to have is it reduces language barriers as well. So it leverages live translated captions. So attendees in the meetings can select the language that's most comfortable for them. For example, I could be speaking here in English, but that might not be the attendee's first language. they may want to choose an alternative language, for example, maybe French or German, and they can see the live translated captions in there as well. Making meetings more personalized. This is where you can easily create meetings that meet your needs and embody your brand as well. So we have recognized with Teams, meetings aren't one size fits all. You now do have the ability to customize and make meeting guides. So this is all about creating that perfect experience for the audience. So IT can create, or end users can create, like meeting templates or meeting guides. So for example, in there you have a client call, so you can set the meeting settings for those types of meetings in there as well. To make it your own, you can infuse your own branding into virtual meetings, leveraging custom backgrounds, custom lobbies, and you can also have custom video backgrounds and together mode as well. But one of the big things is you can actually change the the colorings in the meeting, the lobby that people come into. So you can see an example there in the middle, how we've got customer branding in there, customer logos, and different colors into the meetings as well. And for those secure meetings, we want to help keep highly confidential meetings, confidential with advanced meeting protections. So help deter leaks with watermarkings. So when sharing content, we can add watermarkings, limit who can record. We can add that watermarkings on the content, on the video in there as well. End-to-end meeting encryption, and automate meeting protection with sensitivity labels as well. So if you are a Microsoft 365 E5 customer, you can leverage your existing Microsoft Purview information protection sensitivity labels as well, or you can add Purview on there as well. As well as making meetings more personalized, intelligent, and secure, it also brings, Microsoft Teams Premium brings you advanced virtual appointments as well. So you can facilitate personalized business to customer engagements with advanced capabilities in Microsoft Teams Premium. You can track business performance, manage queues, help reduce no-shows as well. So on the left, we have enable a one queue view for scheduled and on-demand appointments. You can create a seamless customer experience. You can receive text reminders, again, custom branded virtual appointments through mobile devices without downloading Teams, and reporting as well. So measuring on the business outcomes with insights and analytics as well. And advanced webinars. So you'll be able to add more functionality into webinars with Microsoft Teams. So you can host high quality webinars with advanced functionality. So you can attract attendees with automated email reminders, manage on-demand registration wait lists, manual approvals. We can have a green room, so we can connect behind the scenes with presenters in the green room. We can also manage what attendees see and drive engagement, and also deliver dynamic content with streaming across different media types with RTMP in as well. So these are kind of Microsoft Teams Premium brings all of these on top of the existing webinar experiences, but there has been some updates to the existing webinar experiences, which is included in Office 365 and Microsoft 365 E3, E5, A3, A5. The text is at the bottom there. So there are some updates to the existing webinar experience, all wrapped around streamlining the setup of the webinar. So designating co-presenters, presenter bio, showcasing brand. You can manage registration up to 1,000 with the existing webinar capability as well. Adding in custom questions, viewing attendee statuses as well. With the existing webinar experience, you don't get all the advanced webinar that I just spoke about, but there has been some enhancements to the existing webinar capability as well. So I'll speed through these. So Microsoft Teams devices, you can now start the whiteboard from a Teams meeting for Teams rooms on Windows. This is rolling out at the moment. This is the new look and feel to Microsoft Teams rooms on Windows. If you have used Microsoft Teams rooms on Android, you'll notice that the look and feel is very, very similar. So we're bringing them closer together. But as well as a new look and feel, it's also the update is also bringing and making it much more easier to use, aligning with key elements of the user interface. of Windows and Android. This update isn't available today. It's at the moment marked as generally available by the end of this quarter in the Microsoft Teams rooms on Windows 4.16 update that's planned. So there is vivid new ambient screens, refreshed calendars on the front of rooms displays. You'll notice there's a wider range of ambient screens, very, exactly the same as what we've got on Android. Updated buttons on the console, so it allows users to easily jump into and go through the console. Console today, existing is very black. Now we're bringing in this vivid new interface and making it much easier. Also adding in notifications and things on top of this as well. The final piece is Microsoft Teams Phone. So some of those recent announcements, so recent releases, there's been, so this is going back into sort of end of last year, into early this year. So common area phones, there's been some updates there. Early media support for compliance recording, removing calls from call history, DeX device integration with SIP gateway. So Michael spoke about SpectraLink. There are a couple of other providers, Ascom now I think on there as well, Poly, blocking inbound federated VoIP calls, call controls with Bluetooth headsets and speakerphones without a dongle. At the moment, that's just with Surface headphones. Teams Phone Mobile, which was previously Operator Connect Mobile. This is where you can use your mobile number as your main line identity in Microsoft Teams. Detailed call history. There's been user interface updates, performance improvements on Teams Phone devices. And some of the most recently announced ones, so screen popping with Microsoft Teams phones. You can bring up a CRM, for example, when an inbound call is come in. SIP gateways, added support for DEC devices, also analog devices via analog terminal adapters, federated group calling we spoke about, busy on busy, and some updates to survivable branch appliances as well. So if you are looking for SBA or site resiliency, so particularly with a direct routing deployment, if you have session border controllers, you can add a survivable branch appliance to allow you to run offline for up to around 24 hours of period of time at the moment. So that was a very fast recap of what's new in Teams calling, meetings, and devices. I'll just swing in, we'll just introduce and go into contact center integrations for Microsoft Teams. First off, why contact centers? So contact centers bring, customers want to connect from where they are. They want to have multi-channel interactions. As always, if you ring up an organization, you want to talk to the right person with the right skill to talk to you. But we also want to be able to leverage intelligent tools, skills-based routing, capture and record interactions, drive improvements with insights as well at the same time for inbound and outbound capabilities as well. And Microsoft Teams, supports customer interaction work streams by being, in this case, the hub for internal and external customer connection across various modes of modalities, including chat, video, calling, and in some cases, Microsoft Teams phone capabilities, including auto attendance and call queues, may meet their needs. But for a lot of organizations, they need extended and more advanced functionality. For example, skills-based routing. So this is where contact centers come in and integrate with Microsoft Teams. And contact centers, they're no longer the siloed call rooms with only a phone on the desk or a headset. Customers want to communicate across various different devices by various different modalities as well, from phone, text, email, social, chat. And this is where our contact center partners can bring this into and leverage Microsoft Teams as the hub for communications, and build on top of that with contact center as well. So how do we go about blending and integrating Microsoft Teams and contact centers together? There are 3 methods of doing this. There is the Connect model. This uses Microsoft-certified session border controllers and direct routing to Microsoft Teams Phone. This enables enhanced routing, configuration, and insights. Agents in this example here, using the Connect method, you can set up automated virtual assistants, skill-based routing queues in there as well. But if we want to do and extend on that further, you could then build out to the Extend model. And this integrates directly into the Teams client as well. So it leverages the Teams client platform, Graph APIs, cloud communication APIs, and the agents can use Teams within Teams. They don't have to switch between different contexts as well and use context switching. And there is another one, which is the power model. There isn't any partners in this at the moment. This is coming soon. This is building on top of native Azure-based voice applications as well. So I'm going to hand you over to Tana at Contact Center for All, who's going to deep dive into their contact center certified solution for Microsoft Teams. So Tana, over to you.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Cheers, Martin. Just quickly before Tana starts, remember if you've got any questions for Martin or Tana or myself, there is a tab, Q&A tab. So just put anything in there that you might just want further questions on what we've talked about today. Over to you, Tana. If you want to share your screen.
Do you guys see my screen?
We can.
Great. Thank you very much for the introduction, Martin and Michael. So my name is Tana. I'm Sales and Partner Executive at Contact Center for All, and I will be talking about our contact center solution in Microsoft Extended called CC4Teams. So I will start off with this presentation, just a general presentation, short one about Contact Center for All. Then I will go to the demo, to the client version in Extended, and I will show you some short reporting we have. So first of all, about Contact Center for All, a privately held company founded in 2013. We are in the Netherlands, Vianen, and we are Microsoft certified. We are active in North and South America, Europe, South Africa, and the APAC, and our server environments are also in those environments. So these are the differentiators we still believe in, even in the Extended. These are our bullet points we focus on. The easy to use bullet point is for our client. We believe it should be easy, native, familiar with Teams. The easy to manage bullet point is for our admin center. And the easy insights, of course, are reporting in Power BI, which results to an improved contact experience. So as Martin already said, you have the Microsoft Teams integrations in Connected, Extended, and Powered. Today we will be talking about Extended, and I will be showing the Extended version. And at this moment, so in the Connected, we use the Federation. In the Extended, we have the Azure environment, which talks with the Graph API, and to the Graph API, which has been built for this, it enters to the Office 365 or the CC4Teams or third-party integrations. Think about CRM systems like Dynamics, and of course your native Teams and Teams Mobile. So this is a bird's eye view with the difference between Connected and Extended. I will be sharing this presentation after this, so you will be able to have time, just watch it. So in the technology, you will see the biggest difference. Federation is not in the Extended version. We use the Microsoft Graph API, Cloud Communications API, and of course Azure. The client interface, it's still the same. So the look and feel almost didn't change. You only have some new features, and a lot of new features will be joining in 2023, so this year. And if you want more information on this, feel free to reach out. So this is some of the most important features and principles of the CC4Teams Extended. You of course have the easy integration with the Azure AD tenants, easy onboarding. So we are able to make a new contact center solution tenant in less than 8 minutes. Most important, of course, is the geo redundancy, zero downtime. When there's an update, you won't even recognize it because there will be no downtime. It is still user-friendly, as in the connected version, easy to use. Of course, one of our bullet points and vision that we believe in. It's a full cloud solution, easy to scale up or scale down. We have improved our admin center, so it's more, the look and feel is more friendly, more user-friendly. It also looks better than our old connected admin center. And one of the most important bullet points, extended model certified. So we are one of the few who have the Microsoft certification for our extended contact center solution. So now I will be swapping over to our client, which is in Microsoft Teams. You can see this is my Microsoft Teams environment. And here we have the CC4Teams button. So you can sign in using Azure AD. And as you guys can see, the look and feel, it's quite the same. This looks familiar for the people who already saw our connected version. It's very familiar. So here you have the red button to join and unjoin your queues. Here you have the dial pad to select an outbound number to either call outbound or inbound. Here you can select the number you want to be calling with. The waiting calls. Here you have your contact list, also the buttons to call, but also a new button to have a chat. So if you press this one, it will open a chat immediately. And I will go back to my CC4Teams client, and there I am again. Here you still have the availability button, the busy, which we have sub reasons, and the do not disturb with also sub reasons. This is all customable, so we customize these reasons. It can be changed to whatever a company wants. So if I want to join a queue, I just press the red button, and at the moment I join, it will turn to blue. So this is the moment I can receive some calls. I will initiate a call, show you what changed in the system in the extended version. Pick up the call. I will mute myself. And what we have in the extended version is the possibility to turn on our camera. So you can have video call. I will turn it on. As you see, my camera is on right now. And also the possibility to share content, share my screen with the client. Here you have the familiar buttons we still have. So the availability to pause or resume a call, the warm transfer, so it's transfer with an announcement, and the cold transfer without an announcement. And here you have the possibility to hang up. As you can see over here, the buttons changed. So I still have the availability to have a chat. Here you have the warm transfer and the cold transfer. As you can see, my availability is in a call right now. At the moment I hang up, it will change wrap-up time. This gives us a little time to do our administration, to write down what the question was, or prepare a proposal. When this timer ends, it will turn on available, and I will be able to receive some calls. It's also possible to do it manually, just like this. And as you are used, we have the dynamic URL to open an integration or a website or anything. And just in the client, it's also possible to use a pop-up. If you need a bigger screen, you just in the admin center change it to a pop-up, and it will open in another screen. So I was talking about the admin center, so I would like to share the admin center with you guys, our new admin center, renewed for the extended version. So it's just the look and feel changed a lot to make it also easier and more user-friendly, but the information is still quite the same. So you have your queues, the availability to edit the queues, you have your members, as you know, your schedules, when you receive calls, business hours, morning, afternoon, your queue options, the reasons, as I said, you have the busy reasons and the do not disturb reasons, and of course, your sub reasons who are customable. So you have the flow. Let's open the CC4Teams demo flow. And this is how you create a flow. So here is the moment check time for morning. Is if it's the morning, it will go to the play message. If it's afternoon, it will go to check the time for afternoon, and then we'll go to the play message. Here you have the users. So all the information, here you put it in active for a queue, if he is able to do an outbound call or not, if it's an admin or just a supervisor. And of course, the settings to change, like put in the events, change the schedules, etc. As I promised, I would also talk about our reporting tools. So this is our historical reports, where you have the availability to watch the agents, the callers, the hours of the calls joining in, of course, the social, because we are an omni-channel solution. So you have WhatsApp, you have the social media like Facebook, Twitter. It's on the construction, will all be available in this year. And let's go to the call agent overview. You will see the total calls, handled calls, and abandoned calls by month, the calls in which queue were received, and of course, your agents. So if you want to filter on an agent, you just look for the name, and you'll change the date to make it, let's say I want to see how many calls Rob received this month. You just change this to this month and watch how many calls he received. This is, by the way, this is our demo environment reporting. So that's why it will only show parts of Europe and the calls entering and our agents. So this is, if you want to see the caller overview, you will see where the calls came from, how many total calls, how many were they handled. Over here you have a heat map. So let's say you're making the schedules when you need the most agents. You will see, okay, between 2 and 3 on the Tuesday, the most calls come in. So I need more agents at that moment than, let's say, Wednesday between 8 and 9. To the historical, this is the wrap-up. So you will see, okay, my agents received a lot of calls. What did they use? What was the administration time? So at this moment you have wrap-up time. You could say, okay, they called for a support question. Then you change the wrap-up reason to support question. Or let's say it was for a demo request. You would change the wrap-up reason for demo request. Next to our historical reporting, we have lifetime reports. So this would be like on a big screen on the work floor. You will see the agents, the availability of the agents, the status, and of course here the action, the queue, and the caller, which agent picked it up. If it's still ringing, it's offering, it's waiting. So yeah, that's the lifetime. I think I shared everything I wanted to share today, so I will give back the stage to Michael. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Tana. It's much appreciated. Just to let everyone know that we will be sharing, we've recorded this, so all the information will be available to everyone. I'm just going to bring in Mark. Katrina's not around at the moment. Mark Highland, to see whether we've had any questions while we've been on the webinar.
We have indeed, Michael. So
fabulous.
The last one that's come in was, do your call flows allow calls to overflow from one queue to another?
Tana, I think this one's for you, please.
Yeah, I know for sure it's for me. So do your call flows allow calls to overflow from one queue to another? So let's say you have to transfer it to another queue. I guess that's the question. Yeah, it's able to transfer your calls to another queue in a zip address or number, just to add it in the contact list.
So,
Okay, thank you.
So another question is also in reporting, will answered and unanswered calls be shown across multiple queues where the call has overflowed between the queues?
For this question, I will be answering it later on through email or something, because I have to ask for sure in the extended version with the reporting tool.
Okay, that's good. Well, I think we've probably got the details. We asked that question, so we will. But we'll put it on. We'll take the question away, and we'll send it out to everyone who's been on the webinar, so you can hear the answer. Perfect. Not to worry, Tana. That's fine. Mark, anything else?
Yeah, another question. How easy to go from connected to extended versions?
I think it's quite easy, because as I said, to create a tenant, it's less than 8 minutes. So if the information is already there from the connected version, it should be quite easy to go to the extended version. Again, I'm sales, not technical, so don't shoot me for answering this way.
Okay. Another question is, how can we organize a demo?
Reaching out.
Yeah, sorry, Tana, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, look, everyone on this webinar, what we can do, if you want more details or you want to see the product in more detail, bring other people in it, we can arrange it here at Nuvola. Just get in touch with us here, and that goes also for end user demos as well. Between us and CC4Teams, we can actually do demonstrations to end users should they need to.
Another question, Michael, probably for you. Do you offer white label solutions to partners?
White label solutions or services?
The question says solutions. So can you answer both?
White label solutions, I mean, the product is CC4ALL Teams. So in that respect, that will be on the actual product. I don't know whether we can put a reseller's logo on it. We can come back to you on that. But certainly on the professional services side of things, yes, we can offer professional services around the installation of the product and the software.
So another question is, can we, that I'm assuming that's the reseller, set up our own webinars?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a few people ask this question. So like we've done today, if you have a number of customers who you want to show the product to, we're more than happy, again, working with CC4ALL to create a webinar for your end users and yourselves where you can host it. So again, talk to us, talk to Katrina, and we can set something up because it's a good way of getting a lot of your customers to see a product quite quickly.
Just going back to the white label solution, it's just been clarified that the product is the white label requirement. So
okay,
we can get back.
I don't know the answer to that, so we'll come back to you on that. We'll again answer all these questions to everyone who's attended.
There's two questions which are quite similar. Is how is the solution charged, and what's the retail pricing for the solution, i.e. price per agent?
Okay, I'm not in the position to be able to tell you what the retail price is, but again, we'll be able to get some pricing out to you. In terms of how it's charged, I think it's either on it's on a 12 months upfront contract, which is how most of these products in Teams work. So yeah, it's an annual cost upfront, but again, it is price per agent, so we can outline exactly what the retail price is, depending. I'm pretty sure there's probably only about again, Tana can back me up on this, there's only a couple of flavors of licenses you can buy anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a very
So
simple.
we have for the CC4Teams 3 flavors and an add-on. So I think we will be also sharing that with the answers.
We'll
So
get that.
everyone. Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
again, we'll confirm that.
Yeah.
Will we be able to use third-party interconnect or DDIs and calls?
Yeah, I think if this is the question, using CRM system or other systems, we have the availability to use third parties integrations, but I don't know for sure if I'm answering Sanjay's question at this moment right. Let me come back for that. I will come back with an answer to that question.
Okay, another
These are good
question.
questions, probably relevant. Yeah, go on, Mark. Keep going.
Another question is: are there any particular verticals where CC4Teams is CC4 is strong?
Sorry
And
again.
this is probably for you.
Yeah.
Tana, the question is, what are there any verticals where CC4 have had particular success in, whether it be, finance, education, health?
So at this moment, we in the Netherlands, I see we are getting into councils a lot. So that's maybe in the Netherlands one of our strengths. In Germany, I'm not quite sure, but I see we have a lot of different big companies, different. Yeah. No,
I mean, just to back that up, we're having a lot of inquiries around frameworks in the UK. So councils that are looking for Teams contact center, which needs omni-channel, and I would suspect they're going to be asking about the extended versions of these because they know there's obviously products out there now, and that kind of fits in quite nicely with the operator connects side of things. So yeah, we're finding a lot of the RFPs are coming out around that, but obviously as a contact center solution, it fits into most environments.
Yeah, it fits in the contact center solution, and of course it's native to Teams. So people who are going for Microsoft Teams, they see our native solution, and it feels familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I can support that. Once we show people this product, we win more than we lose. That's for sure. It's a really strong product out there.
So another question:
Okay.
does the solution include call recording?
Yes, it does include call recording. We also have in the extended version, you will see in the licenses Dubber inside. So every call is recorded, and next to that, the biggest license you also have sentiment. So you will see in the transcript the sentiment the client had, and also some AI features. But also this will be shared with you through more information later.
Anything else, Mark?
Yeah, I need to take myself off mute when I ask the question. As a solution, are you on par with Anywhere 365?
Ooh.
Don't know how to answer this one.
No. I look. I think I'll be politically correct here. Look, we know Anywhere 365 are very strong, but again, I think costing wise, you'll find that commercially the CC4ALL is very well priced, and also certainly when it comes to the Dubber integration, it's a very strong integration there, which has only been kind of kicked off probably 3-4 months ago. So again, that's quite a big differentiator in that respect, because call recording is something that is forgotten about quite often. But again, with these guys getting into bed with Dubber, I think is quite a big differentiator.
Okay, another question's just coming in. I believe the question around using third party is on the SIP side. So, for example, could we use Gamma for the SIP to team for this still to work? Additionally, is there a PCI payment solution? So there's two questions there.
So on the PCI payment solutions, I could say yes, because Dubber Insight provides that in our recording extended. The first question again, please, Mark.
So using third party is on the SIP side. So, for example, could we use Gamma for the SIP to Teams for this still to work?
Very good question. I will come back with an answer for this one. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I'm from my understanding, the actual SIP connectivity, CC4ALL are independent. They don't specify. Because it'll all be coming into the Teams engine, and also Gamma have actually done some work with CC4ALL in the past. So, but again, we will confirm that.
Okay, so I think that's all the questions, gentlemen. As Michael said, what we'll do is we'll collect all the questions and get the answers sent to everyone who's attended. So we'll share that with everyone. Yeah, so we will do
And
that.
obviously, in the meantime, anything pops up, please get in touch with us.
Yes.
And Nuvola, or obviously Tana, or Martin, obviously, thank you very much for everyone's input. It's really much appreciated. Watch this space. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff around Microsoft Teams over the next 12 months with Microsoft, with some kind of partner days. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, thank you very much for attending, and especially thank you very much for Martin and Tana for doing a great job and telling us all about Microsoft and CC4ALL. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.